Overpronation in running can be tricky to figure out. It can be even trickier trying to find the best exercises to solve it and make sure it doesn't cause you injury. So I'm going to show you drills today that are going to target the key muscles that control pronation, both in the feet, in the leg, and in your hip, believe it or not, because that's a big controller of foot pronation. This first drill is going to use your anterior tibialis, the front shin muscle, and your posterior tibialis, a muscle that runs on the inside of your shin. Both are super important in controlling your foot and ankle. Let's dive in. All right, so the key muscles for this drill sits here, your posterior tibialis that runs along your shin, and your anterior tibialis that runs along the front of your shin. These help to make sure your foot does not pronate. They work together. They're two super important muscles. You're going to do this drill in standing, and you can use a wall for support. What you're first going to do is you're going to bring your foot and toes up towards you by standing only on your heels. The next key thing you're going to do is you're going to curl your toes, and this is a super important part of this exercise because it takes out your big toe muscle, which, although is a great muscle, does not help with pronation. So you want to get it out of the way. This part could be difficult for you as it is right now. If that's the case, stay here. If, however, this feels pretty easy, what you then want to do, and the key part of the drill, is you want to start performing a squat while keeping your forefoot off the ground and without letting your toes touch. The second you feel your big toe touch the ground, stand back up, make sure your foot stays pulled up off the ground, and then you want to do it again. You want to come down, really keep your feet up, don't let your big toes touch, and this is going to burn like crazy. That's good because that's a super important muscle for controlling your foot arch. Here it is from the front. So you're going to lift up, curl your toes, and then you're going to squat while keeping your feet from touching the ground. And you can repeat as many times as you can till fatigue for 3 sets. That first exercise is a real burner. If you're looking to go a little crazy and make it harder, you can use your back against the wall with a ball, go deeper into a squat, or you can even add weight in a backpack to further challenge your muscle. The next drill we're going to do involves BOSU and involves training stability in a lunge-specific position that's more one-leg dominant than two-leg dominant, which is super important because running is a single-leg sport and you want to develop your single-leg skill. So let's hit it. All right, so for this drill, you're going to have the BOSU ball out in front of you, blue side up. And what you're going to do is you're going to lunge onto the BOSU so that your forefoot only, not your heel, not your whole foot, but just your forefoot. So the ball of your foot is on the center of the BOSU. From there, you're going to lunge down, and you're going to see that it's difficult to control your balance. You're going to see my ankle roll out and roll in. What you don't want to do in this drill is let your foot collapse inward. That's a pronation position. So you've got to control your knee position, keeping that pointed forward. You've got to control your pelvis. You don't want it to turn because your pelvis can also turn your thigh, which turns your foot. So you want to keep your pelvis straight. You want to keep your knee straight. And you want to come up into a calf raise. You're going to feel muscles on the side of your shin, your perineal muscles. You're going to feel your posterior tib on the inside. You might even feel your glutes. All good. You want to hold that for 10 seconds and then come back. Come down, hit into the ground, and hold for 10 seconds. So part of the drill is just stepping onto the BOSU and righting your balance. Hip straight, knee straight, ankle in a calf raise position. Here it is from the side view. So you can see, so it's step, calf raise. You can see my calf activating. Come down into that nice lunge position and hold. And back, step, balance. You can see it's challenging, and hold 10 seconds. And you want to do that 15 to 20 repetitions. Those first 2 drills were really focused on the muscles in and around the foot and ankle, the key muscles that help locally in your foot and ankle to provide stability and to help with overpronation. Now we're going to move up the chain into the hip and into the pelvis, bigger muscles, core muscles, stability muscles that really drive the emphasis home for correcting overpronation. These are often forgot about. They're often not done with foot and Achilles and lower leg rehab, but it's so essential to get these muscles turned on because without them, all the work you're doing down your foot and ankle will not work. You need these upper muscles to really control overpronation for good. Without orthotics and without special shoes, your body is capable. Let's train it how to do it correct. Also, too, runners, before we dive into those 2 exercises, it would mean the world to me if you just like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And also drop a comment below. If you've been trying to correct overpronation and you have questions about how to do it or questions about your own case, feel free to drop a comment below. I answer all of them. For this drill, you're going to need a kettlebell or a dumbbell, and you're going to want your shoes off so you can see your foot and feel the ground, because it's really going to be emphasizing how your buttocks muscles and your foot muscles work together. So you're going to stand on one leg, and the first thing you're going to do is called a short foot. Basically, you're going to curl your arch up or dig your toes into the ground, and that's going to activate your arch muscles. That's a key part of this drill. So you're going to activate your arch muscles just like that. Then you're going to hold the kettlebell right on your chest, and you're going to come down into a squat. And you're going to keep your arch muscles turned on. You're not going to let your foot and knee collapse inward, because that will pronate your foot, exactly what we don't want to do. So hold your foot arch nice and tight. Keep your knee pointing straight. Keep your pelvis level, butt back, chest forward, and keep your foot muscles engaged. You want to do this in the mirror so you have feedback, visual feedback of exactly what position you're in. And you want to do around 8 to 12 repetitions, controlling your foot arch as you do the drill. Use as much weight as you can tolerate, ideally somewhere between 5 and 15 pounds, and build your muscles to control your foot arch when you run in a single leg position. The 4th and final drill I'll show you today is my favorite. It's going to feel like running, it's more running specific, and it really involves some action and movement, so it's more exciting than some of the whole drills we did earlier. But again, you have to progress up to this by building the mechanics in your foot and ankle, building the mechanics in your hip before you get to this drill. But this is the bread and butter. Let's hit it. Okay, for this drill, you're going to have a kettlebell, same exact starting position as the last drill. So you're going to do your short foot. I'm going to do it from the side this time. You're going to do a short foot. You're going to lift up the other leg so you're on one leg. The kettlebell, you're going to hold in the hand opposite your stance leg. So I'm on my right leg. I'm going to hold it in my left. And now what you're going to do is you're going to hinge around your hip all the way till your body's parallel, glued on, and then drive up into a running specific position. Knee at 90 degrees. Hold, 1, 2. Drive the leg back through, drive up, not letting your foot pronate or roll out to the side as you do it. Here it is from the front. Short foot first, up in this position, drive back and through, drive back and through. Again, this is running specific. It's fun. Work your way up, add some speed, add some weight. It works really well to then transition out into running while controlling your foot for overpronation. My hope for this video is you realize overpronation just isn't about the foot and ankle. Yes, it's about those muscles, but it's also about your hip, about your pelvis, about your trunk and torso. Everything plays a role in controlling what your foot does when you run. An orthotic might help initially, a special shoe might help, but it's not the fix. The fix is using your powerful body to do the work and getting your symmetry and getting your alignment exactly right to help heal your running mechanics. All right, runners, check out these other videos on the screen about other exercises and videos I've made to help control overpronation and build your leg in running specific actions. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, train smarter and perform better.